Welcome back everyone, this is Wylock, 6th grade. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. And let's get started. This is lesson 17, I believe? Yeah, I think it's 17. Might be 16. But let's get started. So, area. Okay, this might seem very complicated at first, but the trick in deciphering these problems is you want to split it into 3 shapes with 4 sides, like 3 rectangles, I guess, in most cases. And then you want to try to find the areas for all 3 of them, and then you want to get and just add it all at the end. So the easiest way to do this is always remember, area is length times width when it comes to squares or rectangles, right? So 20 times 90 is the area of this little box because 20 covers for this side, the width, and 90 covers for the length. So that's already taken care of. You don't know the height, or the length, sorry, of this box. You have the width, but you don't have the length. Here, you have the width, but you don't have the length. So the way you find it out is, notice how this side is the same as this side. Okay? So you use the 90 and you put it over here. And then you use 90 times 70. And that's your area for this little box. And then lastly, over here, this little box, you don't know this. Notice how 90 minus 60 will equal this little part. Because this is a little missing part of 60 plus this is 90, right? So this is a little missing part of that equation. So that would be 30, right? 690 minus 60 is 30. So to find this answer, you would do 90 times 70 to find the area of this, which should be 6300. 80 times 30 should be 2400, and 20 times 90 should be 1800. If you add all of this up, it should equal, I'm not going to do this mentally real quick, so I'm just do addition. 2400 plus 1900. Or 1800, sorry. It should equals 10,500. And that's your answer for this problem. So just look for ways to split the rectangles up. It can be like here or here, it doesn't matter however you do it. There's always a way to do it. So just don't worry about that, and just try to figure out the length and width for each ones using the different things they give you. Okay, continuing on, like terms. Like terms are very easy. The like terms, okay, so how do I describe it? Like terms are pretty much terms in equations that are the same as the other terms in other equations. So like here, if you look at these 2 equations, right? You have 6x plus 5 plus 12x minus 6. What is a like term in this equation? It's going to have to be 1, obviously, and it's going to be x, right? Because x is in both. And so your like terms are pretty much just going to be x, because 1 doesn't really count. And that's because if you have x in both these, you can take out x from both of these problems with no problem. Now, moving on here, like terms, 2x squared minus 4 plus 9x plus squared minus plus 9. The format's kind of weird, it shouldn't really be a plus here, but like terms, okay, so it's not 2 or 4 because they can't fit into 9. So the only thing you can take out is the x squared, right, from both equations, and then it would still work. Or it would still be an equation that would make sense. But you can't take out 2 or 4 from 9, or 9 from 2 or 4. So you can't, none of those are like terms. And again, 1 is a like term, but you don't really have to write that. I'll just write it here just in case you guys get confused. And moving on, that's pretty much that. You want to just take out terms that work in both equations, or in both equations that you can both remove without having to take out something else differently. Okay. Okay, solving equations. Should be pretty easy by now. What plus 4 equals 5? That's pretty much what it's asking, right? So if you just if you subtract, you want to isolate the variables, subtract 4 from both sides. If x equal 1. So 1 is your answer, because 1 plus 4 equals 5, right? Again, so what minus 6 equals 7? So isolate the variable, add 6 to both sides. C is 13. 13 is your answer. And lastly, we'll do some word problems. I'm gonna run out of time if I do all of these, so I'll just do 2. Two numbers n and 16 have an LCM of 48 and GCF of 8. Find n. Okay, so again, when you're doing word problems, I always tell my people this. Always look for the most important terms and important terminologies and important values to give you. So here they're asking you two numbers n, so two numbers n and 16 have a nice LCM of 48. Now, LCM and GCF. LCM is least common multiple. And GCF is greatest common factor. Apologize for the handwriting. I am writing on a mouse and it's not the easiest thing to do. So they're asking you to find the n. So least common multiple. 48 is a least common multiple of whatever these two numbers are. Okay. That means whatever these two numbers are times 16, the lowest possible number that could be is 48. Okay. So it also gives you greatest common factor, which just means that whatever you factor these two numbers by and 16, the greatest would be, of that will be 8. Okay, so if n, you have 16. Least common multiple is 48. Okay, so that means how should I do this? Okay, greatest common factor will be 8, which means that works for here, right? 16 is going to be 8, and 2. Least common multiple 8, 48. So honestly, this question is a tad bit confusing. I will not lie. Okay. Honestly, skip this question. Kind of confusing. I mean, if you guys understand it, do it. But I haven't done one of these in a while, and it's kind of confusing the way they kind of worded it. So if you can't do it, don't worry about it. It's kind of confusing. But let's just say do this one real quick. Greatest common factor of 24, 40, and 60. What is the factor that is the highest factor you can factor out, but it's also the same for all three of them? So in this case, 24 can be out to 6, 4, 40, 4 to 10, 60. Just say like 6 and 10, right? Or this could be like whoops. This could be like 2 and 20, 3 and 20. I'm pretty sure the greatest common multiple is 4. I'm not sure, but running out on time, so I want to just get the answer down. I think it's 4, since 2 and 20, 20 goes into 4 and 5, 2, 20, or 3, 20, 40 goes into, 20 goes into 4 and 5. 4 is the highest that matches for all of them. I'm pretty sure it's 4. So the greatest common factor is 4, because all of this, the 4 is the highest thing that is the same for all three of them, other than like 1, right? Or 2, I believe. So there's that. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.